Final episode of the Firehouse Pizza Pub Off the Tracks Coaches Show for your Bloomington Thunder. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode. And then the final one, it's the wrap-up show here for Bloomington as we get ready for the off-season and then move into the 2015-16 and second year for the Bloomington Thunder. Inaugural season for the Bloomington Thunder, picking up their last 4 wins of the season and especially 2 big wins this past weekend. We got another great show for you. We got head coach Dennis Williams right here to my right. We got assistant coach and director of scouting Dan Jewell. We've also got a couple guys here, Van Barr and Tarek Baker, sticking around for a little bit of time. And then we'll have the general manager and vice president of the Bloomington Thunder, Kurt Silcott. He'll be on in just a little bit. But let's start here with Coach Williams. And pretty great year for this hockey team. And I know we got to settle a bet here in a couple minutes because I fell flat on my face this past weekend or 2 weekends ago for a bet.
Yeah.
Which we'll settle. Do you want to do that first or last?
Well, I got to call up my co-host and co-anchor. Are you not coming up, Caitlin? That was the deal. No? Can we put the camera on her over there? Or no?
I mean, we can take a quick peek here.
Let's
get
her on. There she is. You got any questions for Brian, Caitlin? No, she's pretty quiet right now.
Man.
So
employee of the year too for the Thunder front office. Congratulations to Caitlin too for that.
Yeah,
as well.
Absolutely. Well, we have to refresh everybody on the picks of the NCAA tournament. I was 2
for 2.
Yeah, and what happens here is now I interview you tonight, right?
I guess so. I'm in a little bit of danger here.
So how about you recap the year for us, and what were some of the highs that you saw throughout the year from up in the press box?
Boy, this year there was a lot of highs and lows. I mean, just
lows.
There were decent lows. Hey, it's the first year. We talked about it earlier in the year.
I'll let you talk with some bars over there. They can't wait to talk to you in a few minutes.
I can't wait. I'm already getting the pound and ready. No, it was a great year. I mean, up in the press box, it was great to watch all the guys. And I think the biggest thing is the development from day one to the season finale. It's incredible how much, and just talking with fans, parents, everybody who's watched it, the level of hockey that started at the beginning of the year at the end, it was unbelievable from where they started to where they finished, and how much development went into this hockey team and how much each guy developed over the process of the year. And I think a lot of it had to do with your coaching and everybody in the organization really buying in to the systems as it started going throughout the year. As far as some big highs, there were some really good game winners.
Yeah, let's walk through a couple of your calls there. You had a big call at home when I believe it was Mendelson came down.
Yeah,
the wall there against Muskegon. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I still have it on my phone. I could have probably played for everybody.
I got it saved.
And then he hits Betsy there, and I think Ryan Gault went hard to the net, and we scored with a couple seconds left. Right, that was a good one.
2.7 seconds. It was a huge win.
No, it was. You know what? It was a good year, Brian. The guys did great. They worked hard, they competed hard, and even right down to the end. We won the last 4 games maybe, and 7 of the last 9. Is that right?
Too. Yeah. So I mean, it was an unbelievable finish.
Yeah, that's something they can definitely. For us as an organization, build off of, and for the guys, they can be proud of, because not a lot of teams probably had that record down the stretch. From where we came right at the beginning of the year to our lumps in the mid-season there a little bit, and learning as we went, it was really good. I was real proud of them. I thought they competed hard, they battled hard, and it's a great brand of hockey, a lot of skill, and you had a couple guys you're talking to with Van and Tarek, a couple Division I committed players going to Western Michigan and University of Minnesota. So, bright future for those 2 guys, and 2 guys that we expect to come back and be big time players for us.
And I think the other part of it is the legacy that this program's starting to put in place as well. You've got some guys moving on to college, and especially repping one of the schools, your alma mater, Bowling Green State, and also Shane Bednar going off that school, and Matt Mendelson off to Penn State, and Ryan Gault, University of Nebraska Omaha, great program starting up there. How does the legacy start to build for this hockey team? You start to kind of check in on those guys in the next couple of years and really start to see it grow.
Well, it's real fun. It's like able to watch Brooks Baling win the NCAA championship at Providence, an old player of ours there, and see him on the ice celebrating and whatnot. That's what we look forward to doing in some time. And the one thing the league has done a good job of is obviously we produce a lot of college hockey players, but even more is the amount of pro guys the league brings out. And we're right around the corner from the NHL playoffs, and you have a lot of representation from the USHL, and hopefully as years go by here in the next 4 or 5, we got some of our guys in there, and we can sit back and watch them and see how well they do. So we take it year by year, but we definitely got a lot of guys that are going to do some damage at the next level and have great college careers and pro careers.
And I think when you're looking at the legacy that's starting to be built and the tradition that's all part of the USHL, and you start to see where guys are going to start to fit in. But that comes now with another caveat. You got to replace guys as they go through the system as well. And saw not only a great finish for guys like Tarek Baker and Van Barr, but you also saw guys like Mitchell Matson and Vlad Dushevili come in and fill roles and put up some good points towards the end of the season. So really looking at some of those key pieces, future looks pretty bright for this hockey team moving forward. At least you hope through the offseason.
Yeah, where we are now to where we were last year is night and day.
Yeah.
I think it was about this time last year we kind of made it official, I think, that we started this organization. And, for myself and Hoodie, we were still coaching down in Texas. And Jewell wasn't even in the picture at that time, It was not until a few months after. So, we were getting ready for this draft, which was 3 weeks away. And we didn't have a body on our team at that point. We tendered a couple guys, Van being one of them, and Logan and Tyler Gernhofer. And then this year here now returning, we have, I think, about 16 guys scheduled to return. And, so you got a really good foundation and base and guys to know what the expectations are of this program. They already know what the league's all about, their opponents are about. So I think that only helps us. And I think this year the biggest thing we're able to draw on is building a really good culture, a good team culture, a good hard work ethic culture. And, we'll be expected, all those guys returning, to be the leaders for the new guys.
So we're finishing up here with head coach Dennis Williams. Quick little segment before we get in, because we got a bunch of guys to get on the mic here tonight in the show. And
perfect.
And it's a beautiful day outside. Can't keep you outside of that as well.
It was a nice day. We were a lot of the guys. We only got a few guys left, right? Yeah. But a lot of the guys got to drive home today and yesterday, and it was kind of one of those weird days when you get up and you didn't go to the rink, but that doesn't mean we don't stop working. It's I had a list of house chores I did today, and the whole time, where would we be without a Bluetooth and your cell phone? I don't know, like kill two birds at once there, and get it done. But Julesie's busy this time of year. We got a lot of preparation. We'll finish up here on Wednesday with the staff meeting with myself, Dan, and Hoodie, and go over the expectations for the next 2-3 months and travel and you got our hockey camps, we got our tryouts, we got our draft. There's a lot we got to do right now, so it's not too long of a break for us, and then we get to watch some hockey too. And with the NHL playoffs starting, I'd like to know who you're picking there.
I actually picked the Rangers, and I have a weird final. I have a Rangers. I have a Rangers
bandwagon. Hey,
not a bandwagon.
You and Dan.
Not a bandwagon.
I've been about the Rangers up here.
Oh my goodness, no! I'm not a bandwagon fan in that regard. But I have the Rangers over the Wild, which is a little bit of a racy pick in the West. So it should be interesting to see. What about yourself?
Well, I got to go with Montreal.
It's a good pick. I have them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Let's go Montreal and Calgary.
Yeah, I have them in the Western Conference Finals too.
Just two
They're
teams.
dangerous. Yeah, of course. And I'm the bandwagon.
Yeah, I would say the Leafs, but they just fired their whole staff and scouts and everybody. Probably their goal judge got fired, and half their season ticket holders got fired. Probably, like, it was bad up there this year in Toronto. And that's the one team I do follow a lot. Yeah. It's never good when you're getting about 10 game jerseys thrown back on the ice after games and whatnot. But it should be some good hockey. A lot to watch here, and it makes it an exciting time of year and a good opportunity for us as coaches to continue to learn, and for the players to watch some. And I always tell them to watch the game. Watch it as a spectator, but also watch it to learn. And pick up some face-off plays and bring it to us. Because obviously we can continue as coaches to learn from everybody, including our guys. So it's been good. We had great exit interviews, and now we're just getting ready for next season already.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch. You guys can definitely follow along on BloomingtonThunder.tv and also BloomingtonThunder.com. We'll give you constant updates through the offseason with this guy to my right, head coach Dennis Williams, as well as some of the other players that are coming back to the Bloomington Thunder. Really appreciate the time. Definitely, it's been a whirlwind here on the Off the Track show this season, and we'll look forward to joining back up next season.
Yeah, great job this year, Brian. Thanks.
Thanks very much. That's your head coach, Dennis Williams, for your Bloomington Thunder. We'll be right back on the Firehouse Pizza and Pub's Off the Track show. Dan Jewell's coming on the mic, and we'll talk a little bit about scouting here as Bloomington gets ready for year number 2 in the USHL. Don't go anywhere.
Country Financial rep Richard Pittman has been to every home game since 1981, which is why on game night, you won't find him in the office. You'll find him cheering on his favorite team.
Section 223.
After all these years, he's gotten to know his neighbors in the stands pretty well. He's even helped some of them with their policies.
Let's see. Oh, there's Jim and Colleen in row M, Bill and Linda in row P, and Pete and his sons, Brandon and Kirk, in row K.
You get the idea. Richard loves hockey, and he loves helping his community. It's why Country Financial offers everything from auto, home, and life insurance to business, retirement, and college savings, too. So now everyone in Section 223 can relax and think about the things that really matter.
Like our third-line defense.
For more information on making a game plan of your own, visit countryfinancial.com or call 1-866-COUNTRY. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Go your own way.
At Accelerated Rehabilitation Centers, our patients' first philosophy is no empty promise. A dedicated team of physical and occupational therapists. We're here whenever you need us. With over 170 locations, we offer morning and evening appointments. Just call 877-97-REHAB. That's 877-977-3422. Or visit acceleratedrehab.com. Accelerated Rehabilitation Center. Putting patients first.
With the official host hotel of the Bloomington Thunder, the Holiday Inn and Suites. We have 5,000 square feet of flexible meeting space for your next corporate or social event. Not to mention our various suites, perfect for corporate trips. Our winning hotel is located on the east side of town at 3202 East Empire Street. So call 309-662-4700 to book your next trip. The Holiday Inn, the official hotel of the Bloomington Thunder.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Second segment here on the final Firehouse Pizza and Pub Off the Track show for your Bloomington Thunder. They've wrapped up the inaugural 2014-15 season. We're getting ready for the off season here, and it's going to be a long little stretch. We'll definitely give you some updates throughout the off season, so definitely keep tuned to BloomingtonThunder.com and BloomingtonThunder.tv for a lot of updates on not only players but also staff. You get to catch the updates on the draft and also a lot of tenders that are going on. And I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot more of those in the next couple of weeks as the draft approaches. We got another great couple segments here for you. Tarek Baker and Van Barr will be on the mic, and then General Manager and Vice President Kurt Silcott will be back on. But this guy is our Director of Scouting. He's got a lot of busy time ahead of him with head coach Dennis Williams. It's Dan Jewell, the assistant coach and director of scouting, and Jewell. I don't think it becomes too more prevalent about how crazy the next couple weeks are going to be for you and this organization getting ready for that draft.
Yeah, just when everybody else seems to be winding down and exit meetings and stuff like that, it kind of gets going for myself. Twofold here. Just a few weeks leading into, the futures and entry draft on May 4th and 5th, and just getting things together and communicating with our scouting staff, and obviously Coach Williams as the general manager, and just getting things sorted out leading into that.
Well, we've kind of looked at the overall process of the draft and everything, and it goes in two phases. And really, the big part of the draft, we've talked about it all year, and you saw it kind of during this season with Vlad coming in, Bailey Conger coming in, with Mitchell Matson coming in, doing some damage on the offensive side of the puck. those were all phase 1 draft picks for this hockey team from last season. So obviously the phase 2 draft is important, especially, you get a guy like Shane Bednar in the early rounds and everything. But how important is it to get those first phase draft picks correct?
Sure. It seems that a lot of the high talent in this league is coming from phase 1. There are a number of guys that do have impact out of phase 2, no doubt. And you mentioned Bednar, our leading scorer this year, a great example of that. But the guys that have been at the top of their birth years year after year and coming in their 15, 16-year-old year, this birth year 99s, those are the guys that, in the first handful of rounds, maybe, just missed out on making the national team development program. And those are the guys that sometimes have big impacts in the league. Kyle Connor's a good example. He probably get drafted the first couple of rounds. There's a number of guys in the league like that in the for big time impact players.
And you talked about the development program. Obviously, it's tough to make that roster for the development program. Kyle Connor, a guy who slips through, kind of makes his way leading scorer. He's projected to be a top NHL draft pick. I think he's projected in the first 10 picks or something of this upcoming draft. And guys like that will kind of make their way through. And I know it's kind of how it's asking the question is, how do you kind of find those little pieces that may have slipped through the cracks of some scouting reports and other teams that are looking at these guys?
Sure. I mean, the easiest thing to evaluate is talent. That's something that, especially at the highest levels, that's something that everybody can see. But furthermore, you have to understand their character, raised, and if they're willing to take the steps in order to be, a high-level athlete. And I think that's the biggest amount of work does in order to make sure we have the right type of kids here, the right players, and really buy into the culture and how we play here at Bloomington.
We're talking with the Director of Scouting and your assistant coach, Dan Jewell, for your Bloomington Thunder. We're on the final off-the-track show of the 2014-15 season. We will be back next season with the inaugural, or with the not the inaugural year number 2 for your Bloomington Thunder in the United States Hockey League. You can definitely catch your season tickets. It's only $50 to put down for those season tickets for next season. And if you do, and you do it by June 1st, you'll be able to get entered into a pick for exclusive plane tickets, all inclusive for a trip to Las Vegas, and then also some other incentives as well, including Chicago Blackhawks tickets for next season as well. So definitely chime in for that and put your name in the hat for those, with tickets starting at youth prices for $150 and also season ticket prices starting as low as $240. So definitely check that out. And Julesy, we move into year 2, and it's been kind of a whirlwind for you. You started up and Coach Williams mentioned it a little before. You started out in I believe September, was it? You came over and just from there to now, all the scouting you've done, all the work you've done with this organization, and how much change have you seen from day 1 to now?
Yeah, it was a unique situation. I came in after our draft, even after camp. I came in, during preseason games. Essentially, I think it was, a couple of days before our first preseason game, and so it was a bit of a whirlwind for me taking over as director of scouting. Not being in the world as far as younger players. But it's been outstanding, the support staff from the very top, and then, all the guys that have been able to help me with the scouting portion of things. Our 7 scouts all over the country has been awesome. We're very fortunate to have support from the top, which enables us to have success, in every asset of what we do here at scouting is it's a big part of that.
So one other thing I kind of want to touch on, and granted, Corey and you have worked in partnership at times with some of the goaltenders when he's in town. You were a goalie when you played. Towards the end of the season, it really seemed like Hayden Levine and Logan Halliday just stepped it up a notch, and really they started to play extremely well down the stretch. What have you seen in their development throughout the season, and really culminating to the end of the year, and kind of looking forward to next year if the both of them do return?
Yeah, no, it's first of all, it's been a blessing to have Corey around. He was on board before I got here. Corey's an outstanding goaltending coach, and he's worked very well with these guys and have had them take steps. I just try to fill in here or there when he's not in town. But Corey is our goalie guy, and he's done an exceptional job. But yeah, it's something to be excited about, with those guys, 2 guys potentially returning based on what the school options they have in the fall. But yeah, their game building throughout the year and culminating with, 2 solid weekends when they went 1-1, that could be something that, we could look to in the future if that's how things pan out. But, it's they both had tough starts to the year, and for them to be able to bounce back and respond in a league that's very difficult for goaltenders. I mean, this league is highly skilled, highly talented, a lot of high-end offensive players. I always say it starts from the goal out. The harder the position is at a younger age, and goalies in the NHL and pro hockey don't hit their potential until their later 20s. So it just tells you the development track for the goaltending position is significantly different than forwards and defensemen. So it is a tall task for the younger goaltenders in these league, or goaltenders in general, and it says a lot for those guys to be able to respond and rebound towards the end of the year.
And you even talk about guys in NHL development. I mean, Carey Price was a guy who came in 19 years old in the NHL, and it's taken him a couple of years to settle in, but now he's probably one of the upper echelon goaltenders in the last 2 or 3 years, and he's been outstanding. So, I mean, like you said, it does take a while for goalies to develop, but it's nice to see those guys develop as well. You got a couple guys here that are going to be on mic in a couple moments, and in Tarek Baker and Van Barr. I mean, the young guys on this team really started to take hold of it towards the later half. Not that the older guys didn't, but right at the last 10 games or so, it really seemed like the young guns really started to explode for this hockey team.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we're going to need to have success moving forward. And the group of our 497s, they're going to be the core of our team next year, and we're going to need them to be big time. That's something that we saw from them towards. It's something to be really excited about as a group and as a team, and some leadership roles with our new guys coming in. And it's pretty exciting that we have a pretty solid core foundation leading into next year. That doesn't always happen in junior hockey, and we do have that leading into the 2016 season.
No pressure, guys. No pressure at all. So as we go through the off season and get ready for the next year, obviously it is the off season. There is a little bit of time for a little bit of rest and relaxation, because the weekend road trips aren't as huge. It's a different set for you. But what do you do in the little bit of free time that you've got to kind of ease your mind a little bit away from the hockey game, day-to-day operations that go on during the season?
I didn't get to watch a lot of hockey outside of our hockey and youth hockey, so it's going to be exciting to watch the NHL playoffs, obviously. But beyond that, if we keep having weather like this, hopefully I actually went on a bike ride yesterday, and my pedal snapped off, and I was stuck in the country for an hour because our equipment guy, Connor Cox, couldn't find me. I ended up spending an hour on the side of the road. We got some phone calls in, but yeah, maybe some more time on the road bike, and maybe get on the golf course a little bit if I have some time.
Well, we got to cheer on the Rangers too. So I'm sure the New York guys got to root for some Rangers. But
no doubt about that.
Get a little bit of Ranger country out here in Blackhawk country.
Yeah, well, Willie was talking about bandwagon, and he just jumped on any Canadian team that'll make the playoffs. So we'll stick true, since we were Rangers fans since we were little kids, and he could think about how Toronto is going to be a disaster again next year as well.
Well, Chelsea, I appreciate the time here. We'll definitely catch up through the summer and see how everything's going with the scouting, and especially once we start to get the draft going. We'll give you a call and see what the outlook looks like for next season. But great job this year, and we're looking forward to another year here.
As am I.
That's Dan Jewell, your assistant coach and director of scouting. We will be right back on the Firehouse Pizza and Pub Off the Track show. We got Tarek Baker and Van Barr coming on the mic. They'll do a little bit of a combination interview here. Should be fun with getting the 297s up on the mic. We'll be right back right after this. Stick around.
Country Financial rep Richard Pittman has been to every home game since 1981, which is why on game night, you won't find him in the office. You'll find him cheering on his favorite team.
Section 223.
After all these years, he's gotten to know his neighbors in the stands pretty well. He's even helped some of them with their policies.
Let's see. Oh, there's Jim and Colleen in row M, Bill and Linda in row P, and Pete and his sons Brandon and Kurt in row K.
You get the idea. Richard loves hockey, and he loves helping his community. It's why Country Financial offers everything from auto, home, and life insurance to business, retirement, and college savings, too. So now everyone in section relax and think about the things that really matter.
Behind defense.
For more information on making a game plan of your own, visit countryfinancial.com or call 1-866-COUNTRY. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Go your own way.
At Accelerated Rehabilitation Centers, our patients' first philosophy is no empty promise. A dedicated team of physical and occupational therapists. We're here whenever you need us. With over 170 locations, we offer morning and evening appointments. Just call 877-97-REHAB. That's 877-977-3422. Or visit acceleratedrehab.com. Accelerated Rehabilitation Centers, putting patients first.
For your next trip to Bloomington Normal, be sure you book your event with the official host hotel of the Bloomington Thunder, the Holiday Inn and Suites. We have 5,000 square feet of flexible meeting space for your next corporate or social event. Not to mention our various suites, perfect for corporate trips or leisure. Our award-winning hotel is located on the east side of town at 3202 East Empire Street. So call 309-662-4700 to book your next trip. The Holiday Inn, the official hotel of the Bloomington Thunder.
With all the things that can happen without warning, like things that go bump in the night, stuffy noses, sprained ankles, and bruised egos, it's good to know there's OSF Prompt Care. We'll get you in promptly and have you on your way back home, back to work, or back to that project you need to finish up. OSF Prompt Care. We're here for you. For hours and locations, visit osfstjoseph.org.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's our third segment here of the Firehouse Pizza and Pub Off the Tracks Coach. And we got a little bit of a, we got to test this out real quick here. So check. Yeah.
Check. Oh,
there we go. And we'll do all right with that. Okay, guys, to my right are on the mic. I'm going to do a little bit of a combination interview here with the two guys remaining, the rest of the season as we go forward. Tarek Baker and Van Barr are the two guys, and a couple guys who really got some good action in the USHL this season, and definitely appreciate you being a part of the broadcast here tonight. You can catch it on the re-air on Cities 92.9 on Saturday mornings at 7:30 in the morning, and you can also catch it on BloomingtonThunder.tv. It'll be the final episode. And guys, thanks for taking the time out. I know the off-season schedule is already rigorous here. And how as you kind of go through the off season, it gets a little bit crazy to think about, the fact that hockey just finished up for you guys. And I mean, it's over, but there's still work to be done really over the next couple months, right?
Yeah, there's really no off season, I guess, for hockey. we always got to be training specifically for hockey. So when we come back for the start of the year, we're still in shape and we can still play at the high level that we finished the year off at. So there's really no off season.
And for you guys, I mean, there's not a whole lot of travel for you to get back home, but at the same time, the lure of going back home. And you guys have the option to do that. You're Verona, Wisconsin, you're Kansas City, and a little bit of time left here in Bloomington, but how excited are you guys to be able to get home?
You got it.
You got it?
No, he's got it.
No, yeah, I'm pretty excited to go home, obviously. See family and friends that I haven't seen in a long time, but I'll probably miss the boys more than anything, rather than going home. I mean, I've lived away from home for 3 months now, and there's nothing like being in Bloomington for 7 months of the year and being with all the guys every weekend, every day, and pretty much just spending 7 months like as a family. So they'll be missed a lot.
Now, Van, I hear you've got a couple reasons to stick around here for a short time.
Yeah.
And I hear it's a big step.
Let's get married. Marriage is soon.
No, I've got I got to go to prom.
There you go.
At Normal West.
Now,
on the 18th.
Now, did you buy the corsage yet? Do we need to walk you through the process here?
Yeah, she had to walk me through. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know what I got myself into, but it should be fun, I guess.
It's a dangerous situation, but hey, every guy's got to go through it, and it's usually a fun time as well. And I know that's going to be a pretty fun night for you, and also the moral support here.
Of course. The BB combo will be.
Now, that started in Omaha because
Yeah.
you guys both played for the Omaha AAA club, and I mean, who came up with it, and where did this start?
Who did come up with it?
I like to think someone else came up with it.
But I'm thinking that Van might have
It
come up with
it was probably me. I don't remember.
No, actually, I think we were at regional camp wasn't it last? I think it was last year. We were at regional camp, and I was still Des Moines property at the time, and Van was obviously tendered to Bloomington, so it was kind of like the last time we got to share the ice together, or like play against each other or play with each other. So I think it was just kind of like a last tweet. Somebody made up BB combo, and then all of a sudden summer's going on, and I'm at the lake doing some fishing and whatnot, and I get a call from Bloomington saying I've been traded. So BB combo came back together.
Not too bad, right? No, not too bad to get the combination together. And I know you guys were excited to do that as well. And just going through 2 years together, there's not a lot of people in junior hockey that are able to do that. I mean, we saw Jack Jenkins and Ryan Galt earlier this year, but you start to develop bonds, and not only between the two of you, but how much has the bonds of this team kind of grown through season number 1 and looking forward now to season number 2?
I'd say it's really good. I'd say like all of our guys on the team have a good bond with each other. Like we can all go to each other if we need anything or whatnot. And I mean, most of the teammates get along with one another, and everyone likes who they live with. There's not really much problems within our locker room. So
yeah, I think it's like stronger towards the end of the year too, because you realize guys are heading their separate ways, and you're kind of like, wow, you got a couple weeks left of this, and you won't see some of these guys for who knows how long.
And it also seemed like at the same time it plays off that the team was playing very well together at that time as well. Is that kind of a cohesive part of it?
Yeah, a lot of positive stuff going on. You don't have to worry about the bag skates or negative stuff.
Yeah, it was even funny though. Even in our last game, we did not have a great first period, but like everyone was still into the season and whatnot, not checked out. Like we even 4 coaches came in, and guys are bickering at each other, telling each other what they need to do still. So that was good to see, knowing that no one was really checked out for the rest of the year. We all wanted to finish out the last game, finish it out strong for all the guys who are leaving, letting them leave with a high note, I guess. So
now we move into that full off-season training, and there's a little bit of rest and relaxation to go about for the next couple of weeks. But I think both of you guys have to have some kind of workout routines that are set in place in the summer, and kind of how much connection do you have to the home rinks to get out and skate and work with some of the old coaches that you used to play for?
Yeah, I mean, when I go back home, I have a personal trainer who I train with, obviously, and I do that 5 times a week. And then also my uncle is a high school coach for one of the local teams, so I can get ice with him pretty much whenever I need to. So I've got a pretty good setup in the summer.
And I mean, Kansas City's not really. We talked about it. It wasn't really a hotbed, but you get like these very Mavericks, and everything starts to flow for you to get a little bit of off-season workouts and some nice ice time.
Yeah, it's a bit different there because you don't have all the teams and the ice options as you would up in Wisconsin. But I mean, there's like a new hockey training center there that's really helped me out. But this summer I have to go up to Western for like a month. Gotta train up there, so that'll be fun. Be away from home a little bit more.
Get a little bit run by the college guys.
Yeah.
That's not too bad as well. Well, I think the final thing to talk about here is you're losing some guys to the organizations that are moving up to college games, like a Shane Bettenard and Matt Mendelson and Ryan Galt and so on. From your past experience of being with other teammates and everything, how much do you guys stay in touch with some of your old teammates? And I know even guys like, Pedro, Ryan Soroka, guys who are gone, but, I think you stay in touch over the years.
I mean, even like Ryan Soroka, like I'll FaceTime him maybe once a week or something, just see how things are going and whatnot. I mean, I talk to PG all the time, so it's kind of just like a bond that even though they leave, they're still in the league. Like, you still want to see them do good. They've been on your team, good guys and whatnot. And I mean, even from Omaha, even just our AAA program.
Yeah, keep in touch with a lot of those guys too.
Yeah, we still got a bunch of buddies on there that we call all the time together. So, I mean, hockey's a sport that the bonds.
It's a small world.
Great. Yeah,
it's a small world.
It is.
Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on the show, and definitely get out with a little bit of off time you have this week. Hit the links a little bit,
of course,
and hang out.
Already did it today.
So we did today.
I mean, there's not a better day to do it, and especially over the next couple of weeks. I know the weather should be pretty nice, so can't be bad. Well, guys, thanks for it, and we'll see you back here next fall.
Sounds good. Thank you, Brian.
That's Van Barr all the way to the right, and then Tarek Baker in the middle. We're going to be right back. We'll have Kurt Silcott on the mic in just a couple seconds as we finish up the final off-the-track show here from Firehouse Pizza and Pub. Don't go anywhere. Thanks again, guys.
No problem. Be Cabo.
Yep.
Country Financial rep Richard Pittman has been to every home game since 1981, which is why on game night, you won't find him in the office. You'll find him cheering on his favorite team.
Section 223.
After all these years, he's gotten to know his neighbors in the stands pretty well. He's even helped some of them with their policies.
Let's see. Oh, there's Jim and Colleen in row M, Bill and Linda in row P, and Pete and his sons Brandon and Kurt in row K.
You get the idea. Richard loves hockey, and he loves helping his community. It's why Country Financial offers everything from auto, home, and life insurance to business, retirement, and college savings, too. So now everyone in Section 223 can relax and think about the things that really matter.
Like our third-line defense.
For more information on making a game plan of your own, visit countryfinancial.com or call 1-866-COUNTRY. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Grow your own way.
At Accelerated Rehabilitation Centers, our patients' first philosophy is no empty promise. A dedicated team of physical and occupational therapists. We're here whenever you need us. With over 170 locations, we offer morning and evening appointments. Just call 877-REHAB. That's 877-977-3422. Or visit acceleratedrehab.com. Accelerated Rehabilitation Centers, putting patients first.
For your next trip to Bloomington Normal, be sure you book your event with the official host hotel of the Bloomington Thunder, the Holiday Inn and Suites. We have 5,000 square feet of flexible meeting space for your next corporate or social event. Not to mention our various suites, perfect for corporate trips or leisure. Our award-winning hotel is located on the east side of town at 3202 East Empire Street. So call 309-662-4700 to book your next trip. The Holiday Inn, the official hotel of the Bloomington Thunder.
With all the things that can happen without warning, like bump in the night, stuffy noses, sprained ankles, and bruised egos, it's good to know there's OSF Prompt Care. We'll get you in promptly and have you on your way back home, back to work, or back to that project you need to finish up. OSF Care. We're here for you. For hours and locations, visit osfstjoseph.org.
Hey, everybody, it's our final segment of the Firehouse Pizza and Pub Off the Tracks show for your Bloomington Thunder. We do appreciate everybody who's tuned in all throughout this season and come on out to Firehouse for the shows. If you haven't joined in with us during the season, definitely keep track to bloomingtonthunder.com and bloomingtonthunder.tv, and we'll keep you updated throughout the offseason, as well as where you can come watch Off the Tracks next season, and we'll get it all started up right as the Thunder head back to Bloomington for their second season in the United States Hockey League. Finish up a great year this past weekend with 2 wins and also finishing off with 4 straight. And we talked to Coach Dennis Williams. Appreciate the time from him, assistant coach and director scouting Dan Jewell, and then also Van Barr and Tarek Baker. Thanks so much for those guys for coming on the show. But we got a final segment here with the GM and vice president of the Thunder, Kurt Silcott. Kurt, appreciate you coming on the show here and wrapping up the season with me.
Sure thing. Oh, don't know if my mic's working.
We got to get her going.
There we go.
There we go.
That's
there
better.
we go.
All right. Yeah. No. Sure thing. And thanks for having me on. And it was a real great season. We built a lot of momentum, and I think we're really looking forward to getting things kicked off and going for next year. So we look forward to that. And we thank our sponsor here, Firehouse, and all the sponsors that have helped us all year. And hopefully everyone will come back next year and we'll have that momentum.
And I think that's the overall allure of this program right now. There's a lot of things that happened for this team, especially in the second half of the year, and with a quick turnaround as far as an organization is considered, starting basically 1 year ago, almost to the day. It's where we were at the beginning of the season to where we are now is miles above and beyond where we were when we started. And I think that's an attribute not only to the coaching staff and the players, but also the front office that have done a great job over the stretch as well.
Well, yeah, I think we got thrown in real late. It was an educated decision that ownership we made, and it was a struggle. We knew it would be a struggle. But now we got a good story to tell. I think people have now kind of seen the hockey, so they know the quality of the hockey that's going to be out there on the ice. They've seen what we've done as an organization, and I think we've lived up to what we said we were going to do. And so we're going to continue to build on that. And I think next year bodes very well for us. You saw the way the team played, the second half and down the stretch in particular. You see the young kids that we were bringing up, some of those affiliate players and younger guys that have been, added to the team as we've built here. Some pretty exciting and dynamic guys out there. And so it's looking like good things are coming ahead. So I think we're looking forward to having that time to build, the team, on the ice, as well as all the things we got to do off the ice to hopefully increase our crowds and get more sponsors and get more people supporting this. And I think the two are poised to both grow very well together.
And I think some of that also goes along with this hockey team moving forward and seeing some of those alumni do great things, as well as some of them move on to college hockey and seeing what they're capable of as well. It should be very interesting to see how they do in the future, but also, building up from the fan base, people get a little connected to those guys. They want to see where they go. Sure. And that's kind of the allure of having billet housing and also being a season ticket holder every time. You get to see new guys coming through the system. But also, if you are a billet or you are a season ticket holder, you come out, you win a jersey at a game, you get one of the guys to sign it. 5-6 years down the road, all of a sudden Mitchell Matson's playing out for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Sure.
It's kind of a cool thing to think about it when you're looking at it from an organizational standpoint.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the story we want to tell, and it starts with this year as an expansion, and then it builds and it builds and it builds, and hopefully we're sitting here in 5 years and we're talking about some of the guys that played for us now and where they are in the NHL or where they are in their NCAA careers, and that story will continue to build and continue to build. And it is one of the neat things about this level of hockey is that you can kind of get to know a player as he moves up and moves on and follow his career. We'll be adding something to our web page about what our guys are up to and what they're doing. Just dropping that bomb on you right now.
That's going to be me.
But yeah, so we'll be keeping track of kind of where our guys are and what they're doing in college and some updates on those guys. And hopefully they don't all end up in men's leagues and scoring goals against their own team. But
hey, oh, that is a dig. Oh. That's good.
For those
That's
that don't know, Mr. Tosti, I heard on Sunday night had a little mishap and dumped one in his own net.
No, I stick handled it into our own net.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. So, okay.
Oh boy. Well, hopefully we don't see any of our guys doing that in the future.
But no, seriously, I think we've got a number of guys going off to college, and we'll get to those guys' college career, and hopefully one or two will eventually end up in the NHL here out of this group, and we'll follow those guys certainly as well.
And you never want to count on it, but there is the possibility of the future. All of a sudden, you see a guy like Kyle Connor who plays second USHL season, and all of a sudden, leading scorer in the league. He's an NHL draft prospect, and that just comes with time as well. Just getting the full scouting reports, getting the full treatment, and being able to kind of see how everything's gone. And you can kind of start to build that now when you have your director of scouting in place, when you have the whole organization ready to go for year number 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's so much hockey going on, and I know Dan Jewell's been pretty much everywhere in the United States looking for hockey players. I ran into him in Buffalo at the Junior Nationals, and he was running around looking for players up there. And it's a constant battle to go find the top players and try to get them here in Bloomington. And we've now got an established group. We've got our coaching in place. We've got Dan in place as scouting. And that staff's in place. And then from the front office side, the same thing. We've got our staff and our people in place. So at this time last year, we didn't even exist.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have full staff in place in both operations and team side is just great. It's going to give us that momentum, and I just can't wait to get going. And it's sad that this first year is over, but it's also exciting because now we start building for year 2.
So we are set for building up for year 2, and in that regard, also season tickets are already on sale for that 2015-16 season. If you put a $50 deposit down, we will hold your seat until the start of the season. So definitely give us a call, 309-434-2980. Tickets start as low as $240, and youth season tickets are $150 at the U.S. Cellular Coliseum. And definitely check out the new seating map. We'll have that up on the website, bloomingtonthunder.tv. Very affordable hockey games for the Bloomington community, and I think for the product you're getting as well. There's nothing better, and nothing against anything else in town. There's nothing better than coming out to one of our games for next season.
Yeah, well, we're trying to, we're putting great hockey out on the ice. We're trying to, have a good presentation of our game, which I think we have a great one. And, we're trying to do things and make it better, make the fan experience better. I think that's a constant in sports, is everyone's trying to figure out how to make the fan experience better. I think we've got a great fan experience. Our fans get into our games. There's lots of dancing, lots of cheering, and it's exciting hockey. So that bodes well. We're going to be I'm confident that we're going to be a better team next year, and that's just going to help build the momentum. I keep saying the word momentum. I'm using it over and over, but that's where we are. We're
right
really
now
building.
with winning 7 of the last 9. I mean, that the word is momentum.
Yeah.
So it's perfect too for this hockey team moving forward.
Yeah, we had that one little stretch in the middle there where we had a great run of a bunch of games. I remember, and we kind of leveled off for a bit, and then finishing up with 4 wins like that is just, it's a testament to what our coaching staff has done. It's a testament to our players, and it's a testament to our organization that our biggest fan gate was the last game of the year. Our team won 4 straight at the end. So all these things are things that are good signs for the future, and we're real excited to get going.
And I think Shane Bednard said it best. He talked to us in a post-game interview, and there's not a lot of teams that could go out on a win. And better yet, Shane Bednard also saying it afterward that for the guys that are coming back, he loved the win and everything, but for the guys that are coming back, to have that in the back of their minds that they went on this run and know what's possible for year number 2, I think it's pretty exciting.
And with a lot of young guys in the lineup, I mean, we had a lot of young guys playing in those last few games, and they proved that they can compete at this level. Now they got to go off and work out hard for a summer. Work on their skills, their strength, and do all the the nutrition things so that they come back even more prepared next year, such that that not only can they compete, they hopefully can dominate.
Yeah. Well, Kurt, it's going to be an eventful offseason, that's for sure, and we're looking forward to when the guys get back, but also definitely you got to keep tuned to BloomingtonThunder.com and BloomingtonThunder.tv. We'll have tons of updates throughout the offseason as we get ready for the second season, and we definitely want you to join on. Give us a call at our front office, 309-434-2980. We can get you set up with season tickets. We can keep you informed throughout the offseason, and we definitely look forward to seeing you back at the U.S. Cellular Coliseum for the home opener. We'll get that schedule out sometime in, I think it's July or August. When
July or August comes out, yeah.
So definitely keep tuned to BloomingtonThunder.com throughout the rest of the summer. Kurt, I appreciate the time, and definitely we'll be in chats throughout the off season and get some stuff up on the website.
Thanks, Brian.
No problem. That's our General Manager and Vice President, Kurt Silcott. Big thank you to everyone this season who came out and tuned into Bloomington Thunder hockey. We will be back next season for the 15-16 season. Bloomington entering their second season in the United States Hockey League. Definitely want you to check out some of the hockey as we move into year number 2 for this organization. Again, big thank you to head coach Dennis Williams, Van Barr, and Tarek Baker, Director of Scouting, and assistant coach Dan Jewell, and this guy to my right, and the rest of the Thunder organization. And a big thank you to Firehouse Pizza and Pub for putting us up for the last couple of weeks here, and hopefully moving forward into next season. We'll be right back here. Until next time, when we are back in September, we're saying so long for one final time. We'll try and keep the Thunder rolling next year. And everybody, have a great night, have a great summer, and stay safe out there.